Right at the heart of modern finance, there's this deep and, frankly, urgent puzzle taking shape. It's this growing gap between having wealth and having wealth that the system actually recognizes. So, let's just dive right in with a question that sounds, well, kind of impossible, right? What if you were wealthy enough to buy a house outright, but you couldn't get a mortgage? What if you had all the capital you needed to start a business, but couldn't get a simple line of credit? This isn't some thought experiment. No, this is a real and rapidly growing financial paradox.
And that paradox, well, it has a name. The crypto-rich paradox. We're seeing this whole new class of people who've built up some serious net worth, all through digital assets. But the moment they try to interact with the traditional banking world, what happens? They're met with suspicion, a ton of scrutiny, and yeah, a lot of the time, just a flat-out rejection. Now look, this wealth isn't just appearing out of thin air. It's being generated through completely new channels. We're talking sophisticated asset trading, income from these huge gaming ecosystems, or maybe rewards from being an early believer in a new protocol. On-chain, this value is crystal clear, it's verifiable, and it's liquid. But to the old-school system, it's basically a complete black box.
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we have to pull apart two ideas that we usually lump together: liquidity and bankability. One is just about having the raw power to buy things. The other, it's about having a financial story that the big institutions can actually understand and trust. And believe me, they are not the same thing. This really lays out the core of the problem, right? On one side, you've got liquidity. Your assets are right there, on-chain, for anyone to see. You can send them anywhere in an instant. They have real purchasing power. It's what's called a bearer asset. Basically, if you hold the keys, it's yours. Simple. But then you look at bankability, and it's like it's speaking a completely different language. This side is all about a documented history, a traceable income stream, a verifiable identity. It's not about what you have, it's about proving where it all came from.
And this all leads us to the single most important term for this entire explainer: financial legibility. Just think of it like this: it's the official language that banks understand. For your wealth to be legible, it needs that paper trail, a history of income, tax records, all that stuff. Without that translation, your assets, no matter how valuable they are just seen as a huge risk. They're financially mute.
So you can see this isn't just about a few people's bank accounts getting flagged. No, this is way bigger. What we're really looking at here is a massive systemic clash. It's like two totally different operating systems trying and completely failing to talk to each other.
And, the goalposts have totally shifted on this. A few years back, the whole game was about the exit. The goal was simple: turn your crypto into dollars, get it into a bank account, and boom, you thought you were done. But that is not how it works anymore. Now that exit has turned into a checkpoint. The bank's automated systems are designed to immediately flag big, unexplained deposits. So what used to be the solution is now the biggest problem. And this right here, this is the why. This gets to the absolute core of the issue. These two systems are just built on fundamentally opposing principles. Legacy finance? It runs on identity, on history, on documentation. It's all about proving who you are and where your money's been. But crypto finance? It runs on cryptographic control. The only thing that matters is proof that you hold the private keys. So one system is all about your personal story, and the other is just about your key.
Okay, so let's walk through what this interface failure actually looks like. Step 1, you accumulate significant wealth on-chain. Great. Step 2, you try to do something in the real world with it, like apply for that loan. Step 3, bam, a compliance alert goes off inside the bank system because they see a bunch of money with no story attached. And the final result? Immobility. Your wealth is absolutely real, but it's effectively trapped.
Which brings us to this new reality, the modern hurdle for anyone holding significant digital assets. The game is no longer just about accumulation. It's about learning to navigate this incredibly complex and, frankly, challenging new landscape. So what's the ultimate consequence of all this? It's this bizarre kind of economic paralysis. You have the liquidity, you have the purchasing power to go out and buy things, but you don't have the institutional stamp of approval to actually use it. You end up in this weird spot where you're wealthy, but you're also completely constrained. I mean, think about the irony. You can move millions of dollars around the globe in a second, on-chain, but you can't pass a basic credit check. There's a line from the material we're looking at that just hits the nail on the head. It says, "Wealth is not only the ability to purchase assets, it is the ability to be recognized by the economic infrastructure in which one lives." Wow.
Without that recognition, your assets, no matter how much they're worth, are basically stuck in their own little world. And that really reframes the whole mission, doesn't it? For anyone in this space looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, the biggest challenge isn't just about accumulating more wealth. The real work is in the careful construction of a compliance profile, building that bridge of documentation piece by piece so that your digital economic life can finally be understood by the old guard.
So this all leaves us with one final, really critical question. And as more and more of our economic lives move on-chain, it's a question we're all probably going to have to face. It's not enough to just be wealthy anymore. You have to be able to prove it. So I'll leave you with this. In this emerging digital world, is your wealth legible?